Hi, it's Stella here. Welcome to my video. Today I'm going to do an album that I watched Shellie Geigle make. Now, Shellie is one of my absolute favourite designers, and I'll put her information down below when I finish my video. The album I'm following is a Stamperia Garden House album, and Shellie does a great tutorial. So, I'm not using the same papers that she used. I'm using my own designed and printed papers, but I'm following pretty much her instructions with just a few changes for my own convenience. Okay, let me just sort this camera out. Okay, a little crooked. Let's just straighten it. It's still crooked. It could be this that's crooked. Okay. This camera setup is not perfect. Okay, anywho, I get my chipboard for Aussies. Ooh. I get it from eBay, from Plaza DJ, and they are also in Victoria, Australia, just up the road from us really. And postage is free, so really happy with that. I've been using them for years, very happy with them. Okay, this box board, I call it, is 900 GSM, so it's quite a sturdy one. Not as sturdy as the 1100 that I normally use, but still, it does the job. And it's 1.5 millimeters thick. Okay, so now I have to cut. I just cut them here. Oh, I'm also using 200 GSM white cardstock. This is going to cover the album, and most of my page inserts are also in this 200 GSM, and for my actual pages I'm using a 300 GSM cardstock, which is very sturdy. Okay, let me first get to cutting these. Actually, what I've done is I've followed every step from Shellie, all my pages, and I've cut out my papers, so hopefully it'll go smoothly. Okay, let's do this first. Okay, I need my big ruler. Now this album is a 6.5 by 8.5. Unfortunately, my box board is A4, so I'm going to have to be a bit wasteful. So we've got 6.5. Make sure we are straight up there. Just looking for my cutter. Okay, 6.5 by 8.5. So 8.5 is there. It's a good size album. I keep all my offcuts, because if you've watched my videos before, you know that I can and do use my offcuts of boxboard. You can just tape them all together until you've got a full sheet and then cut away. So I don't like waste, so I try not to. It's a bit awkward that side for some reason. Feels alright. That's a 6.5. I've got a 6.5 inch ruler here. 6.5 by 12. Okay, unfortunately that's too narrow for my spine. So now 8.5. Okay, got our two sides. Now let's see, we need a 3-inch strip. Short, that one. Don't think that's 3 inches, that's 2 3/4. Sorry about this. Now this, you can see that's one that I have taped together. And I used the rest of it. So I'm going to make my cut over here. It's 8.5. That's not straight. I have a problem with straight, I really do. Okay, I'll bend that little bit. Now we need 3 inches. You see, that is still sturdy and strong. Oh shoot, that's a different width. It is a different width. If I had thought of this before doing the video, I could have sorted it. Anywho, to save time and effort, I'm just going to cut it from one of these. We'll go with the 3 inches first. Making of this album is probably going to be in several videos. 3 by 8.5. Here we go, 8.5. Right, now we're cooking. Okay, now if you want to go and watch Shellie's video, please feel free. feel free. Now I'm going to do this different way to Shellie does hers. The way I do mine is one of my favourite ways. Let's just make sure we look even there. Okay, I prefer to use this, what I call construction tape. It's a cloth tape. It's very, very sticky, very strong. You can't rip it with your fingers. So what I like to do is, it's 2 inches wide. You see, this is, of course, it's 8.5, so we want 17. We'll go for 17.5. Oops, sorry, did I bang the camera? Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the way I do it. I put my tape down, get my spine, and just put it a little before halfway across, just a little before. And it doesn't matter if the sides are a little uneven, not to worry. Okay, excuse me. Now grab one of our sides, just turn this around so I can see it better. And we are leaving just 1/8 of an inch. That's all you need, 1/8 of an inch. As long as it can go like that, that's all you need. Okay, now we're going to pull up on that tape, pull down on this one, and set them together. I'm in a jumble mess here at the moment. There you are. Keeps hiding from me. Okay, now we're just going to burnish, and be careful when burnishing with the tape. Not that you're going to break it at all, but just be careful. You could get little crinkles in it. Pushing that in, burnishing the sides. That is a perfect fold. Another 17.5. They're about 17.5. And of course, if you do get scrunched up, you'll have to screw the tape up because it won't unscrew. Okay, now let's get the side where the fold is your inside, so we're going to put it on the outside. Again, just a little under halfway. Don't have to be too pedantic about it. Okay, now here's that other, oops. Do try not to get any fluff or what have you on the tape because it will show. Okay, 1/8 of an inch. Looks good. Pull this up. Make sure it flattens on the edges. And this one, flat the edges. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to put front here and back, and actually I'll put outside as well. Outside front and outside back, because it's easy to get turned around, as you probably know, and you don't want this on the outside. You don't want to accidentally use it like that. Okay. Now we're going to cover it. I've got my A3 sheet of 200 GSM. Now my sheet, just to show you, my cover is just going to go just like a 1/16 of an inch away from the gully there. This side you can see it's only about a 1/16 of an inch. So what we're going to do is about 3/4 of an inch here, and that. Come on, that's about it. And then I do that, that, and that. Okay, now I'm going to go that 3/4 of an inch. It's pretty accurate, 3/4 of an inch, that one. So we're going and I'm just going to cut this. Put these two together. Make sure they're flush together. Whoops. Then we're going to cut on our pencil line. Don't worry if you're a millimetre or so out, that really doesn't matter. Okay, it's still holding them together. And cut it at this line. So, first up, I'm just going to grab my tape, and I've got glue, but we're probably going to use tape. We'll do the front first. What we're going to do is put tape around here. Okay, we go just at 1/16 of an inch, because that is where the paper is going to go. Oops, 1/16. top. One in the middle. Oops. And one either side of that middle one. Good burnish. You don't want any bubbles or any pull-ups. I do have a little bit of overhang there, which I'm going to snip off, being careful not to touch my white tape, my cloth tape. Okay. I've lost my little hooky thing, my little hook that I pull up my tape with. I just can't find it. Probably under all the bits and pieces I've got on my desk here. When I used to be quilting and making dolls, I had always had 2 or 3 projects on the go, and I'm finding I'm doing the same here, having 2 or 3 projects on the go. Okay, let's lift it up a wee bit. So I'll just pop a bit of glue in there. Oh, glue is my nemesis, I tell you. Seriously. It's a pain in the patootie. Okay. This little bottle used to have a metal thing at the top, but that's down inside there somewhere. It fell and I haven't been able to retrieve it. Oh gosh. Let's just take that whole thing off there. I do want it to be smooth. We'll just put another little bit of tape on there. Ah! Okay, you could do this one of 2 ways. You could just put that over or put this over. I'm going to go with the paper upside down so that I can see where my tape ends at the sides next to that gully. That looks about it. Looks good. Perfect. A fraction off, but you can't see it. to just go in here, whoops, in here and just work that paper. Work the paper. You can see I miscalculated there. I've got more here than we have there. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be seen, so right. We're going to put some tape just there, and I'm going to go on this. Just do this whichever way you prefer. Normally I would go all the way around, but I don't want to put anything over there at the moment. So we go this way. Let's take our tape backing off. Oops, no. Oops, oops. We're going to take our corners off. And don't forget, we leave that little 1/8 of an inch on the corner, which, as you know, is going to hide our box board. Okay, let's see if our glue has improved. Yay. Put a little glue around there, around that corner, around there, and up here. And then we'll fold them over. And just push that little bit of corner in, both top and bottom. So this one only just made it. I think that might be just a little bit. We're going to take just a smidge off there. Just a little, what do you call it? Little angle. There we go, that's fine. Now, we're going to do our tape again. tape I'm using, not this double-sided, but the white tape, the cloth tape, is very much like a duct tape, but it's a bit thicker and it's woven with cloth. So you could use duct tape for this method, and it comes in all sorts of colours, you probably know. Gosh, I wish I could find my little pokey tool. No. Try and get this one a bit more accurately than the first one. Whoa, that's not it. Is it? That's not it. Yes, it is. Okay. Seriously? Again? Oh, this tape is so strong. You could do this with glue instead of tape if you like. Whatever is your preferred method, or if you've not done an album before, excuse me, I would suggest that you take a look at Shellie's from the link below. remove all our tape backing. Now, where'd you come from? It just appeared, didn't it? That's strange. Probably caught up in my sleeve. Don't need to put any glue in there because I did it mostly with tape, so we're cool. You can do either or a combination of both. Perfect. Okay, that's that. Now we're going to do the middle of the spine, and I've got some paper cut already. And let's just have a look at, we want it to be 2 7/8, I think. 2 7/8 by, we've got to have that 3/4 inch there, 3/4 inch here. So I'm eyeballing that. And what did I say? 2 7/8. 2 7/8. I could always cut it down if I need to. Okay, well, let's just make sure we've cut it the way we want. That's good, that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to flip it over, center it again, and then I'm just going to tease the paper across. Okay, let's put the mama away. Some overhang there, not too much. Some people like to decorate their front pages first before going on to the inner pages. I mean their cover, sorry. I don't. I prefer to leave that to the end. So if you're going to follow Shellie's, she does her covers before she gets to the inner pages. Okay, let's see what we got overhanging. A little bit there. There's a little bit there, but I can fold that over, I think. Nope, we'll just trim this. Right. With our front facing us. Oops, what's that? Take off all our tape backing. Okay. Using those, whoa, don't you dare. Using those folds as a guide. Popping this down. Here's the front, the outside cover of our album, and it looks pretty spick. And you can see it's just very bendable. You've got no cracking of paper because there isn't any there. I just love using the tape. Now, I'm going to go to inside. What I like to do is, let's just do it from where I can see it. Just put this piece of paper over where I want it to go. I'm just going to make some little marks. I want to cut it just inside that line. And over here, just inside that line. Which is going to be a little bit awkward because I won't be able to do that. So let's just see how big that is. Not quite a quarter. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 3 1/4. Go 3 1/4. I don't like working with the A3 sheets when it comes to this because it's It's too big and unwieldy, but economically wise, it is cheaper for me to buy it in that size rather than the 12 by 12 or the A4. Okay, clean cut. Clean cut. Okay, we are on the inside. Now this will change and there will need to be a little bit of cut off at this side because of the folds. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. Oh, there we are. Stop hiding from me. Here you go. I'm just going to put a couple of these in. There. See, I'm off. You can, of course, split this into three, like do each side and then the middle, or whichever way you prefer. But I like to do it in one. Okay, that looks almost. Okay, now we're just going to put another one there and another one just here. Then just grab our scoring tool and just go in that gully there, and then we fold it over. It's not super duper accurate, like spot on, you know. So what we're going to do first is I'm just going to get some larger tape. Express It is Australia's version of score tape. I think this is about $9 a spotlight. This is the 3/4 inch one. So I'm going to put some tape either side of that crease line. It's not very sharp, that crease line. So that will go in there like that, and that's perfect up there. Okay, I'm actually going to put it right down the middle, of that score line there. Okay, let's make sure we are firmly in there. Just put a couple of goes back in. Now let's go up this way and do the next one. Our paper's gone skew with. That's it. Okay, let's square this off around the outside. This is the front part here. We've put that in the middle of that score line. Now we're going around, give it a border. And I know I've got some overhangs there, which we must get rid of. Of course, it's ultimately better if you don't have any overhangs, but these things happen. Especially in this chaotic craft room, which doubles as a bedroom. Right, where are we? Okay, now we're going to fill that in with tape, and I like to use this thick tape, this 3/4 inch, because you don't take up so much tape. And I'm just leaving a little 1/4 inch or so between each. You don't need to really fill it. The first time I tried this, I put all the tape on. Then I took all the backing off. As you can imagine, it was a disaster. So I have learned now to do it in stages. Okay. Okay, I am going to put one more on this side of that crease. Okay. Now the first, whoa, yo. You're a bit too quick there, sunshine. We're taking off, firstly, what's on the crease. Okay, I'm putting that fold inside that gully. Make sure. No. Oops. It is awkward. It is very awkward. Very awkward. Okay, there it is. Okay, having done that, now I can see that I'm off here. Off all the way. So, whoops, we'll start again. Unbelievable. I'm going to take a little bit more off. This is definitely straight, absolutely, definitely straight. So I'm just amazed how it can go crooked. How about I just take the plunge and take a few more off. Take that one, let that one there, let that one go, that in there. Okay. Okay, I can see right to the end. I can see where it sits. That's where I want it. There. Phew. So just go easy when you do this part. Don't rush. And if you want a little bit of maneuverability that I didn't have, then you can put a little bit of glue on top of your tape. Okay, so this is going to go down now. Okay, I'm just pulling that up there. Now I'm going to put some more tape. If you haven't done an album before, it might be best to do it each section separate and then do this last or first. Probably first, but I like doing it in the one sheet. It's just the way I've done it for ages, so I'm comfortable with it normally. We've got a fairly cold day here in Victoria, Australia. I think it was around 2 degrees Celsius last night. It was pretty cold for us. Even the dog snuggled in and didn't poke his head out till this morning. It was unusual for him. Because he likes to get up at night, grab a snack, go for a little pee-pee, and then snuggle back in. Okay, now I have made sure this is straight, so hopefully we are still in the same position. So I want to get just to there basically, so I'm going to take 4 of them off. Just take this one. So there maybe. Take this one to there. Okay. That looks like that's pretty okay. Yep. So, before I push that down, we're just going to make sure we've got this nicely done. Yep. I'm going to bring this up this way and just gently push it in. There we go. Wrong. Should have been flat. Sorry about that. Okay, that's good. Here we go. And there's that. And don't forget, these are all going to be covered. These are all going to be covered. This is the inside. And we are going to label them again. My pencil is getting ever smaller. Okay. Inside front, inside back. Okay, now let's put the pages in. Just gently push these, don't overdo it, just gently. Okay, our pages are, there's four pages, and they are, there's measurements somewhere. 1, 2, 3, there you go. Number 4. They are 7 inches across by 8 inches down. And put it in your scoreboard and score at 5/8. 5/8 of an inch, that is. Yes, score at 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and then we're going to fold and crease them. I've used the 300 GSM cardstock for this because we're going to be putting a lot of stuff on these pages, so I want them to be ultra strong. And do make sure that your 5/8 of an inch is straight. Okay, we'll do the first one. I am going to put some tape. I'm going to put some tape in here. We'll go to the edge, the outside edge. Give that a burnish. Take off the top layer. Now I'm going to use a bit of glue as well here, if my glue hasn't dried up on me. Okay, close to that scored line, but not on it. Just above the tape there. And I like to add glue on the tape because tape is not 100% as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so the inside front. Now our first page is going to touch. You see where that light shade is, and then it goes to dark, just this side of the gully. Okay, now it should be about 1/4 inch from the top and the bottom. So let's hold this up straight and fit this page right up against it. Right up against this fold. There we go. That's page 1 and page 2. Tape backing off, patiently. Bit of glue. Okay. This one I've got some overhang, so I'm just pushing it towards the back there. Okay, now do this whichever way you feel comfortable with. We put this edge buttoned up right against this fold here, making sure that we are straight. That looks pretty straight to me. Make sure it's straight before we... Oh, look, it's perfect. It doesn't always happen with me, perfect grafting. In fact, hardly ever. There we go. Okay, next one. Again with tape. I'm going to try and not get overhang this time. My next video, I hope to do a child's album. Going to be really funky. I designed the papers from graphics I've purchased. I'm just waiting for some supplies so I can get started on it. Okay, right up against that. Whoops, put that in there. And then before we push it down, let's make sure we are straight. Last page. So anywho, at the end of these videos, once I've made this album, I'll show you some of the papers I've created for my next album for a child. It's actually going to be called Baby's First Christmas, so it's going to be pretty special. And actually, I think one of our great-grandchildren will be having his... Oh no, he's had his first. I lost the pin for this, and of course whoops, dropped that. So I just stick one of those on top, and that works. Anywho, I've ordered some more of those little bottles. Okay, up we go. Measure that in. Just hold it there while we make sure we are straight. And I can't believe how straight I am. That's brilliant. Just get rid of any glue that has seeped out. Okay, so here we've got the makings of our album. Inside front, let's just put front here. Oh look, not that it matters because it will be covered, but gee whiz. Wave my tools around, seriously. Okay, front and back. Okay, let's set this aside, and we will do what is this? Not sure. Page 1. Okay, we're going to start on page 1. Now, with page 1, what we've got is 2 fold outs. They are both 6.5 by 7 3/4, and we scored at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. So you'll have that effect there on both of them. Okay, now the page 1 base, which is one of my pretty papers, is 6 inches across by 7 3/4 down. So that's what we're working on, and that's what these will be attached to. So first up, before we do them, we're going to do I'm just going to show you these. Okay, you're going to need 3 of these, and they are 6 by 8.5, and then you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch on that side. Actually, that's not 1/2 inch, that's 3/8. Just double check on that one. Sorry about this. You score down the 6 inch side at 3/8. That's right, 3/8, not 1/2 inch. And then turn it all the way around and 3/8 on the other side. Then turn it this way and score at 5 5/8. Which is that way, 5 5/8. So what we're going to do here is fold on our score lines. I'm having a little bit of problem remembering what Shellie said here. Okay, I'll be back in a tick. You won't know I'm gone. Okay, these are going to be little pockets, and they're going to go hinged all together for like a little book opening with envelopes onto there. But firstly, we'll get our fold outs. So 6.5 by 7 3/4. And we scored at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. Okay, now we put this, doesn't really matter which way I go, if you fold it with the outside score line to the edge and your other score line is inside here, now slip that through and we're going to glue this. You can use tape if you want. Make sure you don't get any glue underneath your decorative paper. Okay, just fold that over. Okay, let's quickly open it to make sure we've got no glue there. That's good. Okay, and the other one, again, fold it so that the first fold there is at the edge, and then we fit it over here, same as we did the other side. Make sure we fit firmly inside there. And fold that over. And quickly, no glue there. Okay, so that is where my picture goes, and this is upside down. That doesn't matter. We're going to take that off, rub that out anyway. Okay, so that's what you've got. And you can see you've got a nice, plenty of room in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put that little booklet in. We're going to make that first. So we've got 3 of these. And I said they were 6 by 8.5, and we scored at 3/8. So let's fold in our score lines on both sides, and then on the shorter side, this is 4 inches, this is 4.5. We are going to cut that flap off. So do it just this side of the score bump. And that's the way they'll go. So I would take off a little angle there so that sits nice and straight. A little angle, good. Fold up that piece. Oh, and for these we also cut out 3 hinges, and they are 3/4 of an inch by 4.5 by 4.5. So 3 of them, 3/4 of an inch by 4.5. Now this is what Shellie has done. She has left these pieces up like that, and I'm not a fan, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, but let's just fold them all out first and then worry about that afterwards. So we'll do that center one, this is the short side. This is something new for me, something different, this method. Needs a bit more trimming there. Remember, it's got to be at the side of that screw line. Okay, that's 2. Let me try cutting that before I fold. See if that makes it easier for me. Just a fraction easier, yeah, I think. Take that away. Those 3. Now we're going to join them together. We're going to put some glue down here, and we're going to join them there. I'm really not keen on this, so for me I'm going to change just that little bit. Just marking that square, and I'm going to take it off. And then I think I'm going to put some paper, pretty paper on the top there. let's see what we can have. Okay, we've got these to go on the front. So I'm thinking how about that? Yeah. And I'm going to leave a little bit of white around, so we're going to go with 5 1/8 by 3/4 of an inch. So 5 1/8. 5 1/8. Oops. If you prefer to follow Shelley's exactly, please do so. 1 2 3. Oh, that's it. Yeah, perfect. I like that bit there. There's only 3 of them, so that's cool. Okay, tape or glue, doesn't matter. I'm just going to use glue. Well, if the glue's going to play ball, and it's not. Oh yeah, little bit. Come on, come on. To put that little bit of white at the top. Oops. Oops. I said a naughty word. Perfect. There we go. Just mark that and mark that. And I'll just cut on the other side of that. To me that is much better. I much prefer that. Sorry, Shelley. I'm sure if you've been making albums for a while or following people, you've seen Shelley. She is my favourite. Okay, let's fold this up. And get some some stage we will have that picture on there. And the matching is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Actually, I need 5 of them. Yep. That looks awesome. I love it. Okay, pop that to the side. Thank you. Hubby just asked if I wanted a cup of tea. Always have a cup of tea. He comes in, but he never talks when I'm doing a video. Okay, I'm going to put this bit at the top. So let's go there, there, and there. Here we go, just burnish that well. And get rid of any glue that we might have in there. And we'll be adding one of these. I had it in my hand and it flicked away. There it is. Two. Okay, the third one. We'll mark that and that. That doesn't look straight. It is. Okay, open it out. Sometimes you need to just take a little smidgen off. Okay, let's put our wood planks in. Pull. Let's take a little bit off that one, it's a bit long. Okay, I'm going to have to do something about lighting. So let me just put the light on. Whoa. Tilt the light. There we go. Glue is a nuisance. Great. Okay, let's take these three now. Grab one. Take that hinge, one of the hinges, fold it, crease it, and make sure it's straight, Stella. It's as straight as I'm going to get it. Okay. So if this is going that way, we need to put our hinge on like that. Okay, what I am going to do is just skim a little triangle off there. It's so tiny it's hardly even worth mentioning. Oh, come on. I have so much trouble with glue, it's just not funny. Aha, here you go. You just needed a little poke, didn't you? Okay, we're going to pop this one up to the edge of one of those pockets, right to the edge. And that will be glued onto there. First, let's just get some burnishing happening here. Great. I'll take those off now. Next one, we need how come I've got more hinges than I should have? Okay, I'm just going to take just a sliver of a triangle off there, just to help it sit straight. That's good. Okay, now we need to put this, where do we need to put this? On the back of this one, I think. On the back of this one. Okay, I just had to check on something. Okay, we've got our first hinge on. Let's grab another. Glue. If you look at the hinge, you've got the mountain in the middle. You're gluing on the left side. And we're going to put that right on the edge. And if you'll notice, I probably should have waited to put that on. But never mind, it's okay. Burnish that really well. Fold it over. Now we're going to put this one on here. So on the other side of that hinge, some more glue. I've never done pockets like this before, so it's a noob for me too. sure we are all squared up. Okay, another hinge. The mountain, and we're glue on the left side of that mountain. There we go. And fit that in. I don't know they're as straight as I could be. We are just a tad crooked there, so we can just put that up. Okay, and this one goes on top there. Square that up as best we can. There we go. Burnish that down. Just a little bit off there. A little bit. So I'm going to do that one again. I think that's it. A little bit of trimming up there. Not really necessary, but okay. Now turn it to the back. You've got this flap here, so put some glue on that side of the hinge, and across the bottom, and up the side. Leave the top open. Creating an extra pocket. Okay. So I'm going to put it level with that. Okay, let's pull that up and just burnish that really well. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll just rubble that out. Not that it's necessary because I am going to cover it. Terrible eraser. Okay, it doesn't matter which one I put where. And I'm going to use this glue with a bigger hole. I've got any left in it? Yep, beautiful. Just leave that little bit of white around the edges and make sure that you are not touching that score line there, otherwise it won't shut. Okay, so in here you've got a pocket there and you've got a pocket there. Oops. Okay, we're going to do these and then we're going to put some of that on the top. That's okay. We'll get to them in a minute. Okay, I had to join this little piece on, but that's okay. Beautiful. A little bit crooked there. But crooked is my middle name. Okay, let's find some more of that timber. Here we go. So I think just probably 3/8 of an inch maybe. Just do your own measuring. And I'm probably going for, yeah, it looks like 3/8 maybe. Let's just use this. Half inch is just a bit too much, so we're just going to do a skerrick below it. We'll try that. Perfect. Okay, it looks just like that. Now, had I remembered, I would have done something about that. There we go. That works. So we only need the two of them. Okay, I'm going to place some magnets now. And you can see how it's so easy it is to turn it round. So don't pay any attention to your writing. Okay, I'm using these. They are 10 millimeters, which is a little over, between 3/8 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. So we are going to put one here. I just made my rough mark there, but I bring it in about 1/2 an inch from the edge, and we'll just put that tape over it. And I've got my paper for this. I don't know if that's it. I don't think so. Choices, choices. Oh, this is inside page 1. That's that one. So let's just go with my my notes. I'll get some tape on this and the outside, like a border. And then, as usual, I'm going to put one in the middle and one on either side of that centre piece. Give that a really good burnish. Let's see if we've got any overhangs. Just a tad on this side. I'll just cut that off. Remove the backing, and of course you can fill in those spaces there with glue, but I'm not going to bother. Or you can do the whole mat in glue. I'm actually going to put just a little bit of glue on the bottom here, which is going to give me some maneuverability, because once that tape is stuck down, that's it, it's stuck down. Now I've got a nice 1/8 of an inch around that matting. Good burnish. Before I do anything else, I'm going to add that second magnet, because I have been known to forget about them. Okay, I'm putting a piece of tape upside down on there, on the previous magnet, and we'll pop that one there. Okay, make sure your side, your 1/4 inch side there is straight up. And the same with this one, straight up. Make sure the sides are straight, top and bottom, and just push it down. And just shimmy that open a bit. There you go. Our magnets are sorted. Okay, and this is our page 1 outside mat. Even though we only cut 4 base pages for this album, there is actually 10 interactive pages. Okay, remove this. little bit of overhang there. I'm just going to fold it over. Take that off. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue around the magnet there. Okay, let's center that so we've got that 1/8 of an inch. Try and be square. There we go. Beautiful. Let's see what this is. I think that's for the inside there. So we may as well do that one. Okay, I haven't decided on what sort of ephemera I'm going to decorate with. So my decoration's going to be when the album is completely finished, I think. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm burnishing really well. Well, the burnishing queen on YouTube is Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations. Her mantra is burnish, burnish, and burnish well. Okay. Take off the backing. Take off that backing over the magnet and put some glue around the magnet there. You don't want it to go anywhere. Okay, got a bit of fluff there. Okay, I think this will go this way because that lace is up the top, so we'll keep the status quo. 1/8 of an inch, and that looks pretty schmick. Burnish that down, especially around the magnet. Excuse me. Lovely. Okay, now I just have to get my piece from here, and then we can add page 1 into our album. I've got my last piece here for page 1. I'm not sure which side to go for. Now this piece of paper isn't one of my designs. It's just from my stash. But I had run out of this cardstock to print on, so I like that one. I like that one too. I'm going to go with this one, I think. tape around to border it, or as Shelley would say, like a picture frame. We've got an overhang there, I can feel it. Hello, Bubby. That's my little doggy. Little Jaff Jaff. Little Chihuahua. Neurotic as hell. Gets spoilt. He doesn't like it when I close the door to this room when I'm doing a video. He likes access to both me and Hubs. There we go. What I'm going to do is just open this out there. Make sure I've got this the right way because it's got writing on it. So yep, 1/8 of an inch. That looks good. Okay. Yep. Okay, this is the part that's going to be stuck onto page 1, which is on here. But we are going to put page 2 on first, because that will help with our alignment. Page 2 yes, I'm running short of paper here. And short of ink. I kind of like that, the butterfly, so let's just work on that. Oh, I like that too. Just measuring it as I go. I'll tell you what it measures when I'm finished. Okay, that is, whoops, 7 and 7 3/4. So 7 3/4 by 6 1/8. think the blade of my cutter is getting a bit blunt. So if that happens, just run your burnishing tool over it, and that should help. Okay, I'm going for this one, so pop this over. And again, put the tape all around the edge, bordering it. I've been having a lot of fun actually designing my own paper. It's really fun to do. It's a creative thing to do. I'm loving it. And wait till you see Baby's First Christmas. It's so gorgeous. Okay. Remember I said that my husband was asking if I wanted a cup of tea, and I said yes. Well, it wasn't. He was just telling me he was going for a beer and did I want chocolate. Good thing I said yes. If I'd said no, I don't want a cuppa, I wouldn't have got chocolate. Okay. Okay, this is page 1. Page 2, page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I'll just make sure our writing is up the correct way, and I think it is. Yep. Okay. And I'll put something there so I can see. Now I can place page 1 so what we're going to do is put, and I'm going to use the big tape for this, border it, but don't go over that fold. Put a few strips of this in the middle, probably 4. Burnish that as best I can. going to add some glue into the spaces of this. Oops. And just around there. I'm not one of those tape is all I need crafters. Okay, we're going to make sure we are level with our page. And I'm going to go to a 1/16 of an inch from the side, the outside. There. So we'll just open this up and then do some really good burnishing. Now that looks crooked, but that, ooh, it's a bit crooked, isn't it? And it's upside down. Unbelievable, it's upside down. That's the way. How on earth did you do that, Stella? Okay, that looks straight. That's the right way up, that's for sure, and it looks dead straight to me, which is nice. Okay, that's page 1 and page 2. Next video we'll go for page 3. Okay, I think I've taken up enough of your time. So thank you very much for following me here, and be sure to have a look at Shellie's original version of this album on the link below. Okay, I hope you'll join me for part 2. Bye for now.